Kimora Simmons just sent the internet into a frenzy after she exposed Jennifer Lopez for being extremely jealous at Kay Porter when she was alive and having one-sided beef with Kim over Diddy. It's no secret that Diddy treated Kim like absolute garbage when she was alive, but we didn't know that he was also allowing his side pieces, including JLO, to disrespect Kim. This was recently revealed by Diddy's ex-bodyguard Jean Deal. And he didn't come to play. Jean was there when all this BS went down, so he saw it all happening in real time. And he's been relentless in exposing the truth. What's even crazier about this story is that JLO was the least mistreated woman among all the women that Diddy was involved with, but for some reason she was still salty about the attention that Kim was receiving from Diddy. At least now we all know why nobody in the industry likes JLO now. As most of y'all already know, Diddy has been trending for all the wrong reasons these past couple of days after a disturbing footage of him mistreating Cassie was leaked online by CNN. This footage immediately caused a start online, and Diddy was even forced to address the entire situation on camera. If his career wasn't already dead from the multiple allegations, Ben is definitely dead now, and as if things couldn't get no messier, he was hit with another SA lawsuit from a model named Crystal McKinney who accused him of spiking her drink and taking advantage of her in his studio. When she passed out, all this mess really got a lot of people wondering what other despicable stuff that Diddy has done that we don't know about. And that's when they started to demand for the cops to reopen Kim Porter's case and look into it because it wasn't investigated properly. One of the people who's been fighting for Kim's case to be reopened, even before Cassie exposed Diddy, was Kimora. Kimora and Kim were really good friends prior to Kim's death. And she was one of the first people to arrive at Kim's house at the time that her lifeless body was found at her home. Not only that, but if y'all remember, there were also some rumors going around at the time that Diddy was physically, mentally, and verbally mistreating Kim, and that he unived her after he found out she was writing a telebook about him. This led people to believe that Diddy had something to do with Kim's death. And if you all remember, the coroner who was in charge of investigating her death, Ed Winter, initially ruled her death of homicide after he found traces of poison in her body. However, before he could do any further investigation, he was kicked off the case and replaced by another coroner. Now this second coroner had a lot of people side-eyeing him because he took a whole 2 weeks to conclude that Kim died from pneumonia. Which is very weird because it definitely don't take 2 weeks to conclude that somebody died from pneumonia, unless they were trying to tamper with evidence. What's even more shady is that he completely disregarded Ed's report about Kim being poisoned. Up until now, nobody knows where the autopsy is. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide. And they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know that they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And get this right, when it was publicized and reporters started to search for Ed to find out what really happened, they found that man dead in his home. And at the time when Kim's autopsy reports even came out, both Kim's friends and her family did not believe it because Kim had never had any medical conditions prior to her death, and she was perfectly healthy. It said that there were questions about the manner in which she died. There's another report that says Kim was actually found on her bed with, quote, blood on her pillowcases and a slight trail of blood on the bedroom floor that led to the bathroom. She was also strategically placed on the bed to mess with the police investigation. The reason why people, including Kimora, were so convinced that Diddy had something to do with Kim's death is because he used to put his hands on her all the time. Right hand is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at Luke's hospital. He had a white t-shirt wrapped around his wrist cause Kim had took the you know, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself, and he almost, I think he tore some ligament. but he almost hit an artery. It came close to the artery, or either scratched it or cut it a little bit, 'cause he just kept bleeding, and from that point on he was hooked. That's what I knew, like I knew when they was talking about people getting addicted and hooked on pain medicines. That's what happened to him. And it was from his right wrist that he's reminded by Kim all the time now. That's Kim book. Then you hear about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on the yacht. Oh, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on the yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. But even aside from Diddy mistreating Kim, and literally every other woman in his life, he also mistreated Kimora. This got revealed after an old interview resurfaced of Kim putting Diddy on blast for physically attacking her while she was heavily pregnant. The article read there was a nasty cloudburst when Kimora said something comes and he threatened to hit her. Kimora confirmed this during the interview when she said, and I was pregnant. Then not only that, but people also speculated that Diddy was trying to take Kimora out as well after her house suddenly caught on fire just days after she publicly showed her support for Cassie Shu and Diddy, and opened the portal for more of his victims to come out. At the time that Cassie filed her lawsuit, Kimora shared a very cryptic post to her IG story along with a heart emoji saying, "As you sow, so you shall reap," and many people assumed the remark was about Diddy. In a follow-up post, Kimora wrote that she was starting a girl gang consisting of women who are aggressive in their support for other women, and she asked everyone if they wanted to volunteer. And she also posted a throwback photo of Kim Porter with a heart emoji. However, not too long after this, Kerr revealed that her and her family were almost lived in a fire in their home when she posted some really disturbing pictures of firefighters trying to put out the fire with the caption, "My house caught fire, the kids and I are all fine." I cannot express enough of my deepest gratitude to the numerous battalions, ladders, and units that attended to us for many hours today, and quite possibly saved our lives. Thank you. But despite all of the obvious threats from Diddy and his camp, Kimora is not letting up, because apart from her exposing Diddy for mistreating Kim, word on the street is she was also there to witness JLO being jealous. This was revealed by Daddy's ex-bodyguard John Deal, who claims that while Diddy and JLO were together, he used to cheat on her with Kim Porter. Jen said even though Diddy was with JLO, he preferred spending time with Kim more, so he would sometimes leave JLO in the house to go look for Kim so they could hook up. Diddy's obsession with Kim got so bad that he would get really jealous every time he found out she was seeing somebody else, and he would go out of his way to threaten them to leave Kim alone. Now, mind you, he was doing all this while in an active relationship with JLO, and he'll call Kim wouldn't answer, and if she was out, he would ask the babysitter, "Do you know where she is?" Well, she said she was going to be here because she had Kristen at the time, you know what I mean, so now we going where Kim is at. And if she was with somebody, he made it very uncomfortable for that person to be with, using the bodyguard. And while Jennifer was upstairs, he was down there getting FF from. Did she ever find out she know now? And you said the female name was Karen. Yeah, Superhead. Oh, okay, Karen Steppen. You got to say the forename, man. Yeah, I thought it was her. It was C's day that despite all the mistreatment, he still had his eyes fixed on Kim. And as expected, this started to make JLO jealous. She saw Diddy going in and out of the house real late at night, and she knew exactly what was going on. So she decided to interrogate Diddy's staff to get information out on them. According to one of those staff members, Mean Deal JLO tried to manipulate him into spilling the tea about Diddy's hookup sessions with Kim because she was jealous, but he refused to tell her because he owed loyalty to Diddy at the time he had to Kim. No matter if he was with her or not all the time, he never lost access to Kim. He never gave Kim up, or Kim never stopped dealing with him. And she had opened up to a policy with him at all times. Really, yeah, even when he was with JLO. Really, did JLO know that? I don't think she knew that, because she tried to get it out me one night, and I wouldn't tell her how she tried to get it up to. She said, "Shan, whoever takes care of me, I take care of them." And I said, Miss Lopez, I am not at liberty to say anything about Mr. Call and his business, and I a loyal one, you are a loyal. So you are a loyal one. She tried it, though. She was like, 'cause you know now. It's unclear if JLO ever confronted Kim about how salty she was feeling about Diddy spending more time with her. But one thing's for sure is that JLO was definitely feeling some type of way about Kim. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this, like this person who said P. Diddy did not treat Miss Lopez the way he treated Misa, Kim Porter, Cassie, Gina, all his other